We are in Estoril, Portugal right now for the BMW S1000RR launch, the official launch where I get to test a brand new BMW S1000 2019, which is completely new. Actually, it's changed by all means. We will chat some more with the expert today and I will get to ride the bike on track. It's sunny, it's beautiful. I can't wait to take it for a spin. I already own the previous model, 2017 model year, and I hope it will be very easy for me to find out the differences. Let's have some fun with the bike.
I can feel the bike is a lot more nimble. It's got a 30mm tank difference, so they've reduced the tank size by 30 mils, which makes it a lot easier to handle. Handlebar positioning, so it's more forward, and they've actually done something quite unique on the triple clamp. Is they've connected the clip-on onto, or the handlebars onto the clip-on, the triple clamp. So it's no longer two separate pieces, which help with weight reduction. The shift cam, when the shift cam kicks in, you know about it. It's unbelievable. The power is extremely strong. It's smoother, it's lighter, it's faster. BMW have stuck to absolutely everything they've said this bike would do, and it's amazing.
They made a lot of changes, more bottom end torque, but it's still very controllable. The electronics on this bike have also improved from the previous generation, so it's easier to accelerate out of tighter corners. And here at Estoril, there's a tight chicane, first gear. You could get in trouble there if you don't manage the throttle correctly, but it makes it very easy on this bike. It's pretty good. It's a proper step. I mean, they obviously didn't go backwards; they went forwards. Yeah.
Whoa, this is so much fun. I have to catch my breath. Mostly the bike became a lot more fun to ride. It's a lot more flickable from one leg to another. It's very easy to switch it into a corner, and also the ergonomics are pretty much improved. You get closer to the tank, you feel better about the riding position, and it's very easy to stay with the bike down and lean it some more. It's a lot of confidence over there. You won't believe it, but this package, it's very good. The bike are now fitted with M wheels, which means carbon fiber wheels. This helps a lot when turning the bike, but overall the impression is that the bike can perform and is very good at it. A bit more torque at low RPM. The electronic systems are changed. I remember wheeling a lot at the corner exit with my previous BMW S1000RR, but this one it's a lot more docile. It keeps the front end down and it allows you to ride it The traction controls is also improved. The overall dimension is reduced. You get a lot of feeling to the handlebars. Everything works for me very good right now. The brakes have a tendency to scare me at first because I didn't know how to modulate them. They are not as aggressive as the older Brembos, but I think you can get used to them, and afterwards things will get better. Suspensions, they feel very good, although it's an electronic suspension. Everybody in the race garage, race area, is afraid of this electronic suspension. I've noticed that they are not actually working while riding. What's happening over there?
So the story is quite easy. So let's jump just short in, because so we can see the display. What we are doing is you see these different kind of numbers here in your race pro modes. So this is your electronical screwdrivers. The system which you set is your presetting, and as soon as you go in the corner, we don't change anything on the damping on the front or compression or rebound. So that means the traction control is in charge of give you the traction control, and the suspension stays in the position where it should be and don't move in any direction.
So it's pretty much like usual suspension, only you adjust it electronically.
Exactly, and the benefit is so you can go in the race per 1 to 3. You can choose 3 different kind of suspension damping, and you can during the fly on the track change from 1 to 2 or 3, and you can get your feeling which makes more sense for you.
So when coming on the brakes, I was having a hard time modulating them, because I was used to the previous model and I was squeezing the brake and everything was happening. Right now I was keeping the brake squeezed and I have to give it some more, and then it would stop.
Exactly. What we measured is if you have a brake which is, if you just get a little bit and squeeze a brake very hard in the beginning, that brings a lot of heat in the whole system. So it makes always sense in the beginning to be a little bit gentle with the brake. That has less heat in the brake caliper, less heat on the brake disc, and that was the reason why we chose that. So in the beginning, yes, a little bit more sensitive, and then if you start to pulling, you get a lot of support from the system. That was our target, to reach better brake stability.
How much power do you think you can get from this superbike over here? Only by changing the usual stuff like an air filter and adding up a full exhaust system.
So if you do that, then you will get 280, 219 horsepower, because that's what we had already in the World Superbike. It was just not the air filter, it was just the open exhaust system.
Without any changes to the engine?
Without any changes. Engine is stock.
Next, for the race enthusiast, I would like to ask, will you have a calibration kit for this model?
Absolutely. We will come with a calibration kit, and with the calibration kit we have some nice ideas for the electronic suspension come up in a few weeks and months.
Perfect. So I will test it some more and then come up with new questions. Thank you a lot, Seb. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too.
So first of all, we have the shift cam technology already at our Boxer engine, but the system works completely different. We have it here now at the 4-cylinder in the row engine, and we have 2 actuators. We have on this long axis we have 2 segments, and the segment is moving 8.5 millimeters to the left or to the right, and will be actuated by this actuator. You see the 2 pins. Perfect. And at 9,000 RPM the actuator gets its signal, and then we can try it with a pin. And if you look at this part, it will.
It's moving. It's
let's
going
please
straight.
let it. It moves, and now you see that the pin will be pushed back to its,
so-
I call it sleeping position.
Sleeping position. So it's not permanently locking the lobes.
No.
Perfect.
It's only in touch when it's needed. So now it's back in the sleeping position. And now when you go or when you pass again the 9,000 RPM coming from the other side, then the other pin gets down and will, look at this part, will push back the segment in the other direction. Now it's coming out again, going into sleeping position and remains there like here.
Perfect. What happens if it breaks? This actuator won't work anymore. What will happen?
We have here fully automotive technology used by cars and also tested from BMW motorcycle for this system. We have also a sensor survived positioning of the two segments. So if any fail is detected, we go to the security level. This is less than 9,000 RPM, and 9,000 RPM in the sixth gear you can ride with more than 200 km/h back.
So the engine is safe.
The engine is fully tested and it's safe. And to give you another information, also Tom Sykes and Markus Reiterberger are riding this system in the World Superbike Championship. Which is the new one?
I think this one because it looks smaller. It has less parts on it.
So we put this away. We can be smaller, lighter, and it's 1.7 kilogram lighter, this new crankshaft. And the reading area we now integrated on the generator, on the outer diameter of a generator.
The starting motor is over here. The mechanism for the starting motor is up here. A lot smaller generator on the right. And there's also a new part on the clutch. What is this? I was eager to find out what is this part over here.
You mean the rubber part?
The rubber part.
Yeah, the rubber part is just a noise reduction element.
Perfect.
Big noise coming from the clutch. With this element, we reduce it, and it's better for us all. We decided to put everything on the right-hand side of the engine, open the clutch by pulling, not by pushing, and we can avoid the long parts, we can avoid the stiff and the heavy part over here. So these are some points from our redesign of the engine where we always looked for saving weight and integrate functionality.
Technology, it's impressive over here. So it's the same chain, but it's not going for both
Exactly.
camshafts.
The engine, it's 7.5 mils more on the left-hand side in the bike. This is what you feel when you go through the chicane, that the bike is very easy to handle from the left hand to the right hand and so on. This is because the complete engine is more on the left hand side in the bike.
Tell me, Claudio, how easy it is to work with this new menu and how easy is the adjustment to be made on the go. So you can show me right now. I heard that you have 3 new riding modes for this bike.
Yes, we have, and I will show you, of course. So it's very easy. We have the menu button. You go over there. Then you have the setting box. You check, and then you can decide if you're on the racetrack or if you're not on the racetrack. If you choose racetrack, you have a lot of possibilities for configuration. You have additional 3 riding modes. We call it Race Pro 1, Race Pro 2, Race Pro 3. And in each mode you can define your own settings. You can switch the Race Pro modes during riding on the track, so you can make one Race Pro mode maybe for the starting of the race and maybe one for the end of the race, or one for dry condition and for wet condition. So this is the overview about the Race Pro 1, Race Pro 2 and Race Pro 3. When you go out on the track you can have a short look and look how the clocks are standing. I enter into the Race Pro 1, and on the left hand side you can see what parameters you can change. Engine brake, traction, wheelie, and this is new, traction and wheelie control are separated functions. We have ABS, you can configure. DDC is our electronic suspension, and of course you can go to all the factory settings back if you are lost.
Impressive machine. A whole change, a whole lot different than the previous model. Everything is changed. The ergonomy, it's a lot better. The way you can tackle the turns, the way it leans, the way it feels while coming back on the gas. The most impressive is the power output, because even though it has the shift cam system, it has a straight line of power output. No peaks, no nothing. You can come back on the gas every time you want, and the bike will react like natural. The electronic systems are very improved right now. I love the way the anti-wheelie works, and also the traction control is amazing. Pull some wheelies, skid the rear a bit, everything reacts a lot different. It's a whole new bike that I have to learn again. So far it's impressive. It's a step forward for BMW, and I can't wait to have the bike back home for a thorough test. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this. We'll come back with more information and a good review about this BMW S1000RR. Thank you.